Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the properties of liquid state by performing an activity, that is activity 1.10. We come across the different type of things which are liquid in state like water, milk, honey, oil and different juices. So these states of matter are called as liquids. Now, what are the different properties of liquids that we need to discuss that can be discussed on the basis of an activity, that is activity 1.10. Now, let us read out the activity. Collect the following, that is water. We have to collect some liquids like water, cooking oil, milk, juice, a cold drink and containers of different shapes. So we will be collecting all these materials in order to perform this activity. What happens if these liquids are split on the floor? It is very common. What we can find out that the liquid, when it split on the floor, it start to flow. That means all liquids flow after the split on the floor. So from this we can make a conclusion that the liquids can flow. So when you perform this with milk or with water or any other liquid, you can see that all the liquids flow after the split on the floor. So from this we can make a conclusion that all liquids can flow. Measure 50 ml of any one liquid and transfer into different containers one by one. Let us take three different shaped containers and we'll be transferring any one of the liquid, the 50 ml will be transferring into these one by one. So what we can see that the level of water changes because the shape of the container is different. So the level of the water in these different containers will make changes, but the volume does not changes because it is 50 ml. So when the question is asked, does the volume remain same? So what we can say that yes, the volume remains same after transferring the liquid into different containers. So even though when we transfer the 50 ml in this container or in this or in this, so what we can see that the level may changes because all are of different shape, but the volume of that liquid is still remain 50 ml. So what we can conclude that liquids have definite volume. Next, transfer the liquid in the different shaped containers. So you can take any one of the liquid and transfer that liquid in the different shaped containers. So the question arises here, does the shape of liquid remain the same? Definitely not, because the liquid takes the shape of the container. So when we fill the water in this, so the level will be like this. So the shape of the water will be like this, and here the shape of the water will be like this, and here the shape of the water is like this. So what is actually we can make to conclude that the liquids have no definite shape, but it takes the shape of the container. So we'll be writing the conclusion for this one, that liquids have no definite shape. Next, pour the liquid from one container into another. So let us we'll do like this. Pour the water from the bottle to the glass, into the glass. So what we can see that liquid flow and changes the shape, because when it was in the water bottle, that is will be having the shape of the water bottle, but when it is poured into a glass, so it has take the shape of the glass. So what we can say that the liquids flow and changes the shape. So they are not rigid, but they are called as a fluid. So we can make a conclusion that the liquids are not rigid. Next, pour a drop of red ink in the water. What you can able to see here, the liquid diffuses into liquid, because here the red color ink is in the liquid state and it is diffuses into the water that is also liquid. So what we can say that liquid diffuses into liquids. So that also we have performed an activity with the solids also. So there also we can see that solids can also diffuses into liquids. So from this we can say that liquids diffuses into liquids. Similarly, solid also diffuses into liquids. What about the gas? As we know that aquatic animals can breathe under the water. That is due to the presence of dissolved oxygen in the water. And we know that oxygen are in the gaseous state. So here we can make a conclusion that gases can diffuses into the liquid. That's why the aquatic animals which breathe under the water due to the presence of the dissolved oxygen, and oxygen being gases in state, we can say that the gases can diffuses into the liquid. So here from this we can conclude that solid, liquid and the gases can diffuses into liquids. So we have learned different properties by this activity. Let us write all these properties in this way. So the characteristic features of liquids, that is, liquids have no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container in which it is poured. It have definite volume because the volume is not changing even though it is transferred into the different container. It can flow, that we can say that the liquids can flow. That can be very well known by the activity when we split the water on the ground, it start to flow. And liquids are not rigid, it can changes the shape. It is not rigid, and solid, liquid and the gases can diffuses into liquids. So these are the characteristic features of liquids which we have concluded by doing this activity. So this is all about this video. Have a nice day.